Now, earlier this year, I interviewed David Stockton. He's CEO of the Great North Air Ambulance Service. That was as part of my Money Talks series. David and I discussed, you may remember, how his service provides life-saving rescues in the North East, North Yorkshire and Cumbria, covering a huge area of 8,000 square miles. Now, the Great North Air Ambulance Service has no public funding. It's entirely reliant on donations. And as you can imagine, with the current cost of living crisis, the numbers with extra cash to give to charity are falling. Our North East reporter, Rachel Sweeney, has been investigating the story.
This year celebrates the 20th anniversary of the Great North Air Ambulance Service, and in that time the crews have responded to more than 23,500 incidents and saved so many lives. Now, the teams are relying on donations and they need to raise £6.7 million a year in order to survive in a cost of living crisis that is very difficult. Joining me now is CEO David Stockton and critical care paramedic Jamie Walsh. Now, David, we'll start with you. What happens if you don't raise the £6.7 million?
So £6.7 million is a huge amount of money, Rachel, as you imagine. So we're very conscious of that, and it seems like an unbelievable task for the general public when they're sat at home. But I can reassure them that every penny, every pound that they give us goes to good use. So the helicopter, or the crew members, the paramedics, the doctors, the anaesthetics, the drugs, the bandages, it all needs paying for, and that's where that money will go for. So it costs us roughly £25,000 a month just to fuel the aircraft. That's not paying for the aircraft or paying for the crew that's in it. So it goes directly to that front line to make a difference to the public.
Talking about the front line, Jamie Walsh, what sort of incidents do you respond to, and how crucial do you think that the crews are to the region?
Yeah, so I mean, we cover 8,000 square miles from the Scottish borders to Yorkshire borders, east coast to west coast. So we cover urban areas like Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Sunderland. We also cover mountainous areas such as the Lake District and Cumbria. So the incidents we respond to are varied and unimaginable, really, from people falling from however high up in the mountains to people having medical events or RTCs, car accidents in the cities. So we go to everything. We bring the emergency department to the scene of the incident. So that's your critical care, such as your anaesthesia, your surgical skills, and other bits and pieces. So it's a vital service that we provide to the people of the northeast and northwest of England.
What is it like to save someone's life?
Yeah, I mean, it's a full team effort. It's not just about the paramedics and the doctors. You know, we have the support staff, the fundraisers, the volunteers. That we are very much just a small cog in that big organisation that helps us do our job.
Let's talk about the volunteers because, David, you do have people on the payroll, but you also have an army of people who are out there fundraising. Do people have time to do that when they're working extra hours because their bills are going up?
It's really interesting because what we've noticed across the whole charity sector, that there's been a downturn in participation. So certainly our mass participation events, ours included, whether that be Great North Run or many of the other events that we have, we haven't sold out this year, and that's unheard of. We do it every year. So there's definitely something around people choosing what they do with their time and maybe having to do more of their own things to make ends meet. But we can't take that for granted, because no matter how generous they're feeling, if they simply can't pay for their meals, their fuel, they can't put money in their cars to get them to work, then that priority of the charity we're given will go further down, and we appreciate that. That's the way it is. But we're just asking that people don't forget about us.
A crucial service to the north of England. The cost of living crisis has affected families right across the UK and households, but it's also dramatically affecting charities and rescue services too.
Rachel Sweeney there with the fabulous Great North Air Ambulance Service.